Hello, everyone, and Happy New Year. Welcome to 2023 or 2953 in game. I hope everyone has had a great holidays and are looking forward to a really, really good year in general and in Star Citizen as well. Just a bit of a heads up. I have been ill for a few days, so I will sound a little bit off at times. So I apologise if if my voice goes off occasionally, but hopefully it's going to hold out for the duration of this video. So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be carrying on the Alpha 318 watch with the content currently on the PTU. We are still in Wave 1. It is actually New Year's Day at the moment, so we don't expect any changes until after the 9th of January when the devs come back off holiday. So the plan for today is I want to focus on the moon of Daymar because there are a few new locations and it would be nice if we got to visit some of those today. Now, there's a couple of specific sites that I want to visit, and then a couple of examples of site types that have been added into the game. So what we're going to be looking at is we're going to be looking at a large derelict settlement. We're then going to have a look at one of the new racetracks, followed by a sand cave, and then we're going to finish off with what is at the moment one of my favourite new features of 318, and that is the Daymar crash site. So I have some directions that I've taken off Reddit, and I'm going to give a shout out to Talon2947 on Reddit here for posting the directions. They have indicated that a couple of these are not confirmed, but certainly I've been to the Daymar crash site already. I know how to find it, and the direction they've given, matches, so that's not going to be a problem. But particularly the sand cave and the racetrack are the ones that at the time of reading this were unconfirmed. But we're going to start off with the large derelict settlement simply because the instructions that were given were to jump to Daymar from Crusader, then from there go to Kudra Ore, and we've got to go about 7.4 kilometers to the 3 o'clock from where we come out of Quantum. So it's not a case of we've got the instructions where we're above Kudra Ore and we've got an actual compass point to head to. So it's a little less specific. As I said, it's not confirmed, but let's get in there and let's take a look. Now, for the first location, I'm not actually going to follow the directions that were given in that Reddit post that I mentioned. The main reason being, when I read the instructions, they were a little bit vague. They weren't really based off a specific point on Daymar. And I took some time and I've done a little bit of research into that myself. I've updated that Reddit user and that post as well so that everyone there is aware of the directions. So the first thing we need to do is we need to head on down to Kudra Ore, and that's the main Kudra Ore, not the Kudra Ore mining that's always closed. So this is the one that actually has the cave next to it for those of you who have been down to that cave in one of your ships there. Okay, so once you are pretty much directly above Kudra Ore, you don't have to be bang on, but I'm just doing it from that position. You want to turn your ship and face exactly north. You can be slightly to the left of north, but you're going to be heading in pretty much a direct north direction. And you want to head north about 27.9 kilometers or 28 kilometers. So this is one of the large settlements, and it's in the shadow of this small mountain here. We just angle down and have a look. You can just about see it above my right hand side engine there. Now, there will be reinforcements that come to these locations once you start firing. And there's a lot of NPCs on the ground, so be careful. You don't want to get yourself blown up or killed too easy. You can't necessarily just go rushing in. Now, one thing you can do is you can shoot from the air, which, you know, does the trick, but can be a little bit of a cheesy way to do it. Or what might be a good idea is land your ship just a little bit away so that you're out of sight of any weapons that could be used against your ship, because quite often the reinforcements do come in and land. You can engage them in the air and take them out while they're airborne. In fact, here we go. Reinforcements are here, so we might as well deal with them now. They are not the strongest. There you go. One torpedo and they are gone. As far as I know, only one reinforcement ship shows up, but I've not experienced these events enough times to be able to be completely confident saying that. So if anybody does know, just let us know down in the comments, just so that we've got the right information out there for people. We'll land just about here. And let's get our guns ready. Now, I have come here with my Luminalia C54, and I also have my Arrowhead sniper rifle. I did try this the other day, and some of the enemies seem to not get hit by the sniper, so do be careful. A previous attempt to recording this kind of went awry because I was shooting this one particular NPC and he just wouldn't go down. So there is a lookout post on the top. I don't know if any enemies are there. There should be someone up there as well, I think. I'm not 100% certain. But as you can see, the settlements are quite cleverly thought about with a couple of lookout posts. They're very basic in their design. There's some enemies there. I know there's going to be some over there. But there are quite a lot, so use cover where you can. You do have these towers that you can get up to, so you've got some good spots to snipe from if you need to. Plus they give you cover as well, which is definitely useful. As I said, sometimes the shots aren't registering. He can see me. Oh. This is what I mean. So do be careful, because it's not working 100% at the moment. Try and get the guys that I can see. As you can see, not particularly great reactions from the AI. Just die already. Any that I can't hit, I'll head over there with the C-54. There we go. Just seems to be a little bit random when shots will actually hit. Yeah, it just feels like you need to release the zoom and then zoom back in to down them. I don't know if that's all of them. I've got a feeling it isn't, because there's usually a decent number of enemies here. Let me change weapon. Now, I do believe you can come to these locations using contracts. There are package contracts, amongst others. So you don't necessarily have to learn all the coordinates. But if you do want to come visit these locations without having the contracts, then obviously I have posted the coordinates in the directions earlier on. Oh, do not shoot through things, please. Oh no. Now, if you are interested in racing, this next location will be of interest to you. Located about 11 kilometers away from the garden at a direction of 235 degrees if you're above the UGF, is the Yadar Valley Racetrack. Now, you can get here using a contract under the new racing tab. I accepted it earlier just to make it easy for me to find it. But it's the Spaceship Time Trial Yadar Valley contract, 400 AUEC to enter. And of course, you've got all your various prizes there for completion of the time trials. The facility is just below here, so we'll take a look at the layout. I am not going to attempt to negotiate the course. Not in the Corsair. I don't think it's got good enough turning in an atmosphere to be useful for racing. And I'll be quite honest with you, I'm going to be really bad at racing, so I'm unlikely to do much of it. But I know this is going to be a massively, massively popular game loop, and I will absolutely enjoy watching other people race. Just, for me, it's not really what I'm interested in the game, and I just know I'll be too bad at it. There you go. Lots of structures to navigate, a few rock arches to fly under. It'll be interesting to watch people who are good at racing really get stuck into this, and like, no doubt there will be leaderboards somewhere for who can get the fastest times. It'll be good fun. It will be good fun to watch. And for those of you who do enjoy this sort of thing, hopefully you have a really fantastic time. Now, NT99916 is going to be important for the next two locations, as it's kind of like the marker from which you need to travel in certain directions to be able to get to them. Once again, starting directly above the facility, but not too close, because these ones will shoot you if you're trespassing. Need to head in a direction of 133 degrees for approximately 54 kilometers. This is definitely one of those locations that you probably want to fly out a distance and then head backwards, just so that you can see your distance marker. I also suggest, if you're going to try coming here, that you do so in daylight, because it will make finding this particular location a lot easier. This is, of course, one of the new sand caves. And could that possibly be it? Down in that crater. Is that a cave? I think that is actually it right there in that crater. Okay, so here we have it. One of the new sand archetype caves that are being added. Should be fairly easy to descend. From what I've seen of these caves, they are a lot smoother to traverse, not quite as many awkward jumps, although I would still be careful about the descent. But you can already see just the new, like, cave architecture with all the little sand spires, all the strata in the walls, which is a really, really nice detail. Lots of little side tunnels. At the moment, very well lit. I'm not quite sure what it's lit by. There we go. Lots of tiny little holes everywhere. And then every so often you come into a cavern where there's light coming in from above. And you may have heard there the echo. Like, that is fantastic sound design. These are such an improvement on previous caves. Because you do need to vault occasionally. It's very eerie in here. Very, very eerie. Of course, it looks like you can drop down quite a long way if you're not careful. So I'm not going to venture too far because this isn't a full video. on the Sand Cave missions. We will do that another time. There are 20 new caves that have been added across the system. I don't know if they're all sand archetype. I think they are. And obviously at some point in 2023, we expect to see some other archetypes added as well. But they're definitely going to be very interesting to explore, look for missing people and so on. So, yeah, now we need to head back to NT9916. So I'll see you there in a moment. Okay, so for the next location, we need to head in a direction of 47 degrees for about 132 kilometers. It may be a lot easier to find this one because I'm expecting there to be several player chevrons at this stage. And this, of course, is the new Daymar crash site with the wreckage of a Mercury Star Runner and a 600i with a Ninetales base there as well. As you can see, it's a very popular location at the moment. There's lots of players here already. There will be NPCs and NPC dropships. And you also do get a lot of people come here to do salvage of ships that people leave behind. So if you are coming here for a visit, do be warned. You may emerge from the cave to discover that your ship is no longer functioning. But there, directly ahead of us, is the cave with the 600i. And the MSR wreckage is right there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to land. That wasn't the MSR wreckage. There's the MSR wreckage. Right there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to land a little bit further away from everyone else. And we'll just very quickly go and have a look at this location. Again, I won't go into too much detail on the location. I'll just give you guys some key glimpses. But there is at least one contract that brings you here, so I recommend picking that contract up when you get the chance, or just following the directions that I gave earlier and coming and having a good walk around and explore yourself. So first of all, we have the Mercury Star Runner wreckage with a big tent pitched next to it. As far as I know, you can't explore internally that much. For example, the smuggler space, that side is inaccessible. And it is indeed from this side as well. And you can't jump up to the doorway there. You can also run up the outside of the ship onto the top. And there is a vantage point up here for any PvP defense. First time I've seen a herald in game. Yes, we have a Ninetales encampment with a watchtower, which is great vantage point for some sniping. Has a little vehicle workshop with a Drake Dragonfly being worked on. And it also actually has an interior space which is supposed to be airlocked for the NPC enemies. This just gives you a little glimpse of what might be coming with player bases sometime down the line. You do also get the NPC dropships coming in here, providing reinforcements. So you do need to be ready for that. I'm not quite sure they'd be able to spawn in here because there's so many player vehicles in the way. I've got what's left of a few ships by the looks of things. But here is half of the 600i wreckage. And again, you can get on top of here using this ramp. So you can enter this part of the wreckage through the roof. If you walk round to the front, you get that awesome view down into the cave where you can see the front part of the wreckage with all the cables holding it in place. I'm not going to walk there in this video. I'm going to let you guys take the opportunity to explore it for yourselves. It is worth it. It is totally worth it. As always, thank you for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed this brief look at the new features that are being brought to Daymar in 3.18. Let me know down below what features you are most looking forward to. Have you been to any of these locations on the test server, and what do you think so far? Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more Star Citizen content. You can connect with me over on Twitch at Jedi Andy TV, and my social media channels include Instagram, Twitter, and Hive Social, all at Jedi Andy TV. But for now, until next time, happy gaming.